Tiruchitrambalam Nama Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva. It's a privilege to share my understanding on one of the Thevaram from Tirumurai 1, rendered by Thirugnana Sambandar. Why I consider it a privilege is because this hymn is dedicated to the Lord of Thiruvannamalai. Thiruvannamalai being a Panjabhuta Sthala denoting the element of fire and greatly revered by the Saivites, it also carries invaluable other significance. One such greatness is that this is where the Lord appeared as Lingodbhavar, one of the Murtam of Sivaperuman. The story goes, when Brahma and Vishnu were arguing who is the greater amongst them, Lord Shiva appeared as Lingodbhavar and asked Brahma and Vishnu to touch his hair and his feet. Whoever reaches either of the points, they are the greater one. Mahavishnu, in the form of Varaham or the wild boar, bored into the earth to reach the feet, and Brahma sat on his Annapakshi of swan to fly high up seeking the hair. Halfway through the journey upwards, a flower called the Talampu was falling down from Shiva's hair. Brahma picked up the flower and asked, "O flower, where are you coming from?" The flower replied, "I am coming from the head of Shiva." Brahma then made a deal with the flower, telling the flower to tell the others that he brought the flower as evidence he has reached the head of Shiva. Talampu agreed to this. Lord Brahma aborted his mission to reach the hair and returned down happily and feeling proud of his accomplishment. Lord Vishnu could not reach the feet and returned saddened, admitted that he is not the greater one amongst them too. Lord Shiva then appeared and explained to them that no one is superior or inferior to one another. As the creator, Brahma, and the protector, Mahavishnu, both have significance and value in what they perform. Without one, the other fails, and the dependencies, cooperation is important to ensure sustenance. As for Lord Brahma, who has falsified the competition, was cursed that he will not be worshipped thereafter, and Talampu, who provide false evidence, was cursed not to be used for any worship of Shiva. From this Puranam, we are able to appreciate and relate to many such incidences that happen in our lives today. Quarrels among family members, unhealthy competition at workplace, and so on. The Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra, played this plot to show us the importance of interdependencies and how one might perceive him to be great, failing to realize his greatness does not sustain without the support of another. Appreciation and understanding of each other is important to experience harmony and happiness. Now back to the Thevaram. This is one of the many Tirumurai hymns dedicated to Annamalayar or Arunachaleshwarar, and it is one of my favorite hymns that I will be explaining in this video. Before I proceed with the explanation, let us recite the Thevaram together. Tiruchitrambalam. பூவார் மலர் கொன்றடியார் தோழுவார், பூவார் மலர் கொன்றடியார் தோழுவார், புகழ்வார் வானோர்கள், புகழ்வார் வானோர்கள் மூவார் பூரங்கள் எரித்த அன்று மூவார் பூரங்கள் எரித்த அன்று மூவர் கருள் செய்தாய் மூவர் கருள் செய்தாய் தூமாமலை நின்றதிர வெருவி தூமாமலை நின்றதிர வெருவி துருவின் நிறையோடும் தொருவின் நிறையோடும் ஆமாம் பிணைவன் அணையும் சாரல் ஆமாம் பிணைவன் அணையும் சாரல் அண்ணாமலையாரே அண்ணாமலையாரே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். பூவார் மலர் கொண்டடியார் தொழுவார் signifies that devotees or bhaktas worship the Almighty using flowers. Where do we get flowers from? It is only on planet Earth that we have such resources. Just an analogy. If we have taken birth on another planet or galaxy, we might not be privy to these resources. Similar to what Thiruvannamalai says in one of his hymns, Salam Poovodu Toobam Marandariyen. Salam or Jalam in Sanskrit refers to water. Poo means flower and Toobam refers to incense. If we take a closer look, these three refers to the state of matter: solid, liquid and gas. All three states of matters are offered to the Lord, and symbolically we demonstrate that everything that exists is to be offered to the giver himself. Manikkavasagar in his Tiruvasagam called Tirupalli Elurchi says, புவனீர் போய்ப்பிறவாமையில் நாள் நாம் போக்குகின்றோம் தவமே. இந்த பூமி சிவன் நுய்யக் கொள்கின்றவாறென்று நோக்கித் திருப்பெருந்துறைவாய் திருமாலாம் அவன் விருப்பமெய்த்தவம் மலரவன் ஆசைப்படவும் நின் அடர்ந்த மெய்க்கருணையும் நீயும் அவனியிற் புகுந்தம்மை ஆட்கொள்ள வல்லாய் ஆரமுதே பள்ளி எழுந்தருளாயே. The Mother Earth is where the Devas wish to birth, because this is where even Shiva dwells in the entire universe. The earth is his favorite place to be in. Hence, the Devas are longing to take birth here to perform prayers and rituals for Lord Shiva. Such is the greatness of this human birth that we have taken on earth. Similarly, Thirumular says, புண்ணியம் செய்வார்க்கு பூ உண்டு நீருண்டு, meaning those who are blessed are given flower and water to perform worship on Lord Shiva. And so, we are the blessed ones and the favorite of the Lord himself. புகழ்வார் வானோர்கள் means those who perform worship with flowers and water are praised and blessed by the celestial, as they do not have the privilege as compared to the devotees to perform prayers using flowers. மூவார் புறங்கள் எரித்த அன்று மூவர் கருள் செய்தாய் refers to another story or Puranam where Lord Shiva destroys the Tripura, or the cities of the three cruel asuras, namely Taragaksha, Vidyunmali and Viryavana. The war chariot designed for Shiva was different. The earth or Prithvi became the chariot, with the sun and the moon its wheels. Brahma was holding the reins. Mount Meru became the bow, and the serpent Sheshanagam was the bowstring. Vishnu was the arrow, and Agni was the tip of the arrow. Vayu was inside the feathers on rear of the arrow. All other devas had their own places and forms in the chariot. As Lord Shiva was about to strung the mighty Vijaya bow with the arrow, the devas were overjoyed that Tripura was going to be destroyed because they were part of the war chariot, without which Shiva cannot destroy the Tripura. Lord Shiva, knowing what the devas were thinking, did not fire the arrow and just smiled. With the smile, all the 3 cities were burned immediately. Shocked at the act, Brahma pleaded that devas thought wrong and that Shiva should forgive and release the arrow, or else the devas would have a permanent bad name and the reason behind making this chariot would become meaningless. Shiva then fired the arrow on the already burned cities. When Shiva seated on the chariot before heading to war, chariot was unable to move forward. Lord Vishnu took form as a bull and dragged the chariot, and that became the bull flag on top of the chariot. After destroying 3 cities, Lord Shiva started Tandava Nritya on debris, which is also called as Tripura Nasa Nartana. The Devas then understood that Shiva can take the power of anyone or anything because it is in his power that is already existing and prevailing in the first place itself. The smile and burn act of Shiva in Tamil is beautifully called as Punnagaittu Purameritha Peruman, meaning God who laughed and burned the 3 cities. Thiruvannamalai Radira Veruvit Thoruvin Nirayodum describes the climate change where black clouds surround the mountain peak, thunder is heard, and it starts to drizzle. This alarms a heavy downpour. The cows that have gone to graze start getting worried and they run under the shelter with their calves. Amam Pinaivand Anayum Saral Anna Malayare. This last stanza simply describes the greatness of Lord Annamalayan, or the Padi, or signifying God in Saivism, whose mountain Thiruvannamalai acts as the shelter for the cows, or Pasu, signifying us. When we are in trouble and seek refuge, he provides the shelter and guards us from all difficulties. Such is the hymn rendered by Sambandar in praise of Annamalayan or Arunachaleshwarar. Let us recite this hymn in appreciation and to seek shelter from the Lord. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.